Early September, Nike released a new advertisement on YouTube featuring former NFL quarterback Colin Kaepernick as the narrator. The video also features athletes like Serena Williams and LeBron James. The apparent message of the video is to highlight Nike's 30th anniversary. However, the message Nike portrays by including Kaepernick in the video might be just as important. Nike released the advertisement on YouTube, and thus the audience is global. This suggests that the advertisement and the impact of the advertisement will be perceived from many different perspectives. As of making this presentation, the advertisement has been viewed almost 30 million times. The advertisement has had repercussions not only for Nike and Kaepernick, but also politically and socially. The comprehensiveness of these repercussions is what I'm going to be exploring in this presentation. What political and social consequences occurred as a result of the advertisement? To understand the impact of this advertisement, it is important to note the context and background of the event. Kaepernick's limelight originated back in 2016. Before NFL games, every athlete on the pitch is required to stand for the national anthem, as an act of respect to the flag. This act is usually somewhat of normality, yet before a game on a late summer night in August 2016, Kaepernick decided that he would not stand during the anthem, but rather kneel as an act of protest. An article from The Telegraph attempts to explain some of the reasoning behind the act. Kaepernick refused to show pride in a flag for a country that oppresses people of color. The Telegraph points out that Kaepernick protested racial inequality and police brutality, two matters that have haunted many African Americans for decades. Since the protest, other NFL players have followed in Kaepernick's shoes. Through more refined, yet still impactful protest, they have succeeded in sparking further controversy and spotlight to the initial act of protest. As a result of his courageous act, Kaepernick lost his spot on the San Francisco 49ers and is yet to be signed by a new team. CNBC highlights that Kaepernick believes that the NFL has conspired to prevent him from getting a new contract. To gain a more extensive understanding of the impact, it is necessary to look at both the social and political consequences. First, and most noticeably, Trump has taken great interest in the advertisement. Post the release of the advertisement, Trump took to Twitter to slander Nike and the NFL. He seemed notably vexed by the matter and stated that Nike is getting killed with anger and boycotts, before describing the NFL as hard to watch until they stand for the flag. That last sentence is important, as it represents the very focal point of the protest from Trump's perspective. Trump represents a very nationalistic perspective, where the flag should be honored at all times. He doesn't actually care about the NFL. However, any nuance of opinions that oppose his own and don't represent honor to the flag results in an instant spur of interest. Trump took such great interest in the advertisement and posted such strong allegations on Twitter because of Kaepernick's earlier act of protest. The fact that Trump took such considerable interest in the advertisement segues me into an explanation of why Nike used Kaepernick in the advertisement. Normally, campaigns like this one include significant and famous athletes like the one we see posing next to Kaepernick in the advertisement. Initially, the advertisement leaves a lot to be desired when it comes to understanding why Kaepernick is included. However, after researching Nike's growth post the advertisement, the reasoning becomes rather obvious. CBS News reports that Nike's market value increased by $6 billion following the campaign. Nike sought to cause controversy, stir up emotion, and direct attention towards their campaign, and therefore opted to use such a contemporary, relevant, and controversial figure as Kaepernick. An article from the Washington Examiner sheds further light to the political implications of the campaign. The article reflects upon how the advertisement caters towards more liberal and democratic tendencies of younger voters. In contrast to their conservative predecessors, research shows that millennials in the US often cater towards supporting the advertisement. In contrast to Trump's tweet, the article portrays the advertisement as a positive and impactful campaign that could seek to enlighten young Americans on the importance of standing up for your beliefs and opinions, to use the right of expression. The advertisement has caused political polarization. Those who support the advertisement are often liberal and democratic, as described in the Washington Explorer, whilst those who oppose the advertisement and the message it sends tend to be Republic and of older age, as made evident by Trump's tweet. The Wyoming Tribune Eagle, a traditional Republican paper, describes Kaepernick as an anarchist and unpatriotic. It follows that the paper views his inclusion in the advertisement as unsuitable. The advertisement prompted a flood of debate on social media, their primary outlet for the social consequences. As a protest to the advertisement, some boycotted Nike's clothes and sneakers.
Go ahead and say, hey, buy them our shoes. We stand with people who kneel for the national anthem. Well, sorry, Nike. I've been buying you for the past 20 plus years. Not anymore.
At the Nike fashion show, LeBron James stated that he stands for anybody that believes in change, thus making him a supporter of Kaepernick's inclusion in the advertisement. The frequent critic Trump stated during an interview with the Daily Caller that Nike is sending a terrible message by using Kaepernick in the advertisement. The advertisement sparked massive political debate and controversy, while similarly resulting in social media protests. It caused a political divide. The Democratic left side supported the advertisement, whereas the Republicans neglected any positive aspect of the campaign and rather opposed the message it sent. More importantly, the advertisement conveyed Kaepernick's message and could potentially inspire others to act out against political and social discrimination. I used a wide array of sources in order to illuminate the story from different perspectives. The main source I used to present the story from a Republican and opposing perspective was tweets by President Trump, as this would give the most genuine representation of a Republican standpoint. A source I used that stands in stark contrast to Trump's tweet was the Washington Examiner. Washington is historically a Democratic state, as made evident by the previous election, where Hillary had 54% of the votes to Trump's 38%. The Democratic viewpoint of Washington is reflected in the article. The article highlights how the advertisement caters to, and more importantly inspires, millennials to act against injustice. Other sources I used, such as The Guardian, CNBC, and NBC, were mostly informative and enlightening, and therefore I used them to gain a more comprehensive understanding of the impact of the advertisement.